In this tutorial, we will see how to use XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP in Excel. So let's suppose we have a reference data serial number, alphabet in uppercase, alphabet in lowercase. Now we have a number, we have a column in Excel, maybe in same tab or different tab. Let's suppose I'll have a column name as column 1, and we have set of values 1, 2, 3, maybe 6, 8, 9. Now we want to get the corresponding alphabetical sequence, right? Let's suppose here in the event, if it is 1, it is capital A, right? So filling that manually is actually time consuming. So here in this scenario, we have fewer entries, but there could be a scenario where we may have thousands of entries, but filling them manually will be time consuming. So how to apply this VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP functions in Excel? So first of all, when we have data in this way, right, there is a f of x function. Click on that f of x. Here we can search for VLOOKUP and click on go. So when you hit and OK, so it will give you a prompt like this. Lookup value. This particular attribute would require the column for which is acting as an input, right? As in for which you want to retrieve the reference value. So basically we want to identify the character sequence corresponding to 1, right? And the table array means list of values. Make sure the value whichever we are trying to match, right, that should appear in the very first column in the array. So A to C, my first value, right, 1 2 3, this sequence actually matches with very first column of my table array. It need not be in the A, but whenever we are selecting the table array, it should be part of the very first column in that particular array. So here I want to retrieve maybe capital letters. So capital letters sequence is my array is of 3 A, B, C. So second index is my capital letters. So in the event, if you want an exact match, when in the sense, so let's suppose 1 matches with 1, then only I want to retrieve the value. I can give range lookup as 0. So this would give me an exact match. So here 1 corresponds to A, 2 corresponds to B, 3 corresponds to C, 6 corresponds to F, 8 corresponds to H, and then 9 corresponds to I. In the similar way, we can apply for retrieving the lowercase alphabetical letters also. Same VLOOKUP. I am making use of 1. My table array will be A to C. So now here my column index, I am trying to retrieve the third column value. So here I would give 3. I will give range lookup as 0. 0 means I want to find the exact match. Let's suppose what happens if I give something different, say 27. So I don't have a corresponding match, so it is retrieving NA because that is not present in the array. Array here. Let's suppose if I have something like 27 and I have something like maybe P1. P1. I would get the same thing. So here we have an entry, we found a match, but it is not having any value. Let's suppose it had something like S2. I'll get the corresponding value. So if this value gets updated, automatically we will have the value updated accordingly. We need not update them. So this is about VLOOKUP. So what is XLOOKUP then? XLOOKUP is an additional thing. It has only thing is when we have a very big list, right, from A to Z or something, XLOOKUP will come into handy. So here I would similarly search for XLOOKUP. So same, my input value is same thing. Lookup array. Lookup array is the array in which I want to match. I will match only with A. I need not give any other column. Return array. So when it is matching, which array need to be returned? I am not giving the sequence number. Here I am giving the return, which particular array need to be returned. So let's suppose it matches with eighth row. The return array will be B8. So A, if it matches with A8, it returns B8. If not found, I will return 0. Match mode is exact match it is 0. So XLOOKUP also would return me the same thing. So here the similar thing. So my input value is 1, lookup. I am looking up using 1 and I am looking up against the input array is A, column A, and my output array is column C. If not found, I am returning 0, exact match. So the match mode is 0. So here in this case, I am getting the same similar thing. So one difference if you have seen in case of VLOOKUP, when we have an entry 27 and when we are not finding a match, not finding a value corresponding to 27 and 27 does exist in the array, then only we are seeing the value 0. But in case of XLOOKUP, even if that entry is not present, even if that entry is not present in the list, we would still see 0 in the case of lookup failures. Thank you.